Africans discover cotton, they grow it, and they take it from there and make it in their own handmade, and wear their clothes with everything that you can think of. A human being is thinking that now this is civilization that came from African people. So Africans, we respect you, we salute you. But what happened to you? They have hijacked your kingdom, which I am 100% sure that was the case. But you know, it's God himself. When we believe in God, we know that inferior, sometimes God can take power from superior to inferior. So this is what happened. But our time is coming back again. I'm just urging people to be aware, because we didn't want to lose this battle. We want to remain here as black people, and we want to keep our continent Africa as it is. So that's why we are telling you how to get, aware, to be aware of people who are coming for second invasion, which are Chinese. We know that Chinese will try, but let me tell you something. If Africans are ever ready, the Chinese wouldn't have a chance, because what will happen is that we have hidden knowledges which we think we don't need to use them, but we are urging all of you, either the spiritual or practically or whatever knowledge Africans you have, please come with it now. It's about time, and it's Africa's time now, because Africa was the oldest continent. But now Africa is the baby continent, because of, in terms of development, that these people, Chinese or English or Frenchmen, they all have done as much they want to do in their own countries. They have developed and they cannot go furthermore. So Africa is the baby land. So what we are now saying is not that we are just defending Africans, but we want to also let the African people who have actually knowledge, don't be scared, come out, put your knowledge out there, try to organize yourself, because we already knew these people, they don't have a mercy for us. Hadn't been, we were having so gentle soul and kindness. That was the reason why, for the first time, they enslaved us. Do you know how the white men came to Africa and started to enslave us? Some stories say that they had some weapons, but what we know, these people were not using weapons directly, because they were communicating with our kingdom, the people who were kings in those days. They came to them with their fictions, which sometimes they come with mirror, sometimes they come with type of alcohol or tobacco, in order to, you know, convince those leaders in those days. But this I want to tell the Americans who thought they were taken from Africa to America to be a slave. Let me just tell you that we didn't sell you to anybody. These people, by technique, by showing them love, that these people took you from us to Europe. And when they left, then that's where the slavery started, because they talked to the kings that they need some people to come to help them with their small jobs that they need to do. So there, the kings have started to give away some of their people, giving them like friendly stuff that let them go and help them there. And when they grab some, and they even go to the bush, when they find you taking, maybe doing some job that you need to go back home, yeah, they grab you there, because they are so greedy. So it was a big market for them in Europe. That's why they were doing all those things just to make money. Now they don't think about the humanity. They just forgot about the humanity. They just think, okay, let me grab and then take this one. If I get this one to America, that's how many dollars? That's how they were thinking.
Yeah.
For us, let's say Africans for Africa, we are ready to wake you up with the people with knowledge. Let's help each other and fight against the Chinese coming to Africa.
All right.
That's my topic for now.
And then because debate, so it's like a maxi like 1 minute because it's like
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, we discuss here, but this is the whole about dialogue discussion. But you know, I just quick, of course, like 1 minute. I just want to just answer you here because I heard that first you said this one because they divide us. And then after that, you say, the computer things is like, we one who learned these things before.
Invaded.
Yeah. And then after you say, because everything is God, you see. So, okay, but still, the Africans, that's typical, they're thinking in that way. So, but as I told you before, you mentioned again, as I told you, I said because of the African self, they are not to unite, because they when you are not unite, of course, always, if someone want to come and to manipulate you, or to fool you, or to overpower you, whatever, then it will be more easy for that person to do. If you look at it, I told you before, example, I say, look, before, they have been forcing, when they bring this like a AU, like a European Union. I told that. You see, like this European Union, if you think, even that can give you very quick, to understand, to make it quick, then someone to tell you, understand? So because, look at Africa Union, that one before the European Union. But for them, when they build that, it's bam, because they don't talk, they just do. So, and then when they say, we do this, even they can plan it, and they write it, and they stamp it, and then agree it, and then they stamp, and they go to business. They don't talk. But we talk, we are so good to talk. But now to say, let me do now the practical. Now theory, we learn it. Now do it practical. That's now we are so weak for doing that. Because, even as we say, I told you before, when the European before, they show that if they just come, they first come to Africa and they start fighting. Someone say, I take this area, I take West Africa, I take here, I take this. They say, hello, you know what? Let me sit down and then we discuss and then we agree instead of fighting. It's the time they went to Berlin that it was 15th century when they agreed. But from 13th century, that time they was like fighting to in Africa because everyone want to take here. But when they went to Berlin and they made the meeting, that the European, they agree, okay, it's the time they bring a paper now, they draw it. They say, okay, you see, Africa was like just divided, just three parts. Like when you cut here and then in the middle, then down, like South Africa, and so. It was just three. The rest, it was no neighbors, borders, it was like a forest. So anywhere you go, it's your country. No one can tell you where you come from. It's what kind of passport you have. Garafin also say Africans should need just 3 leaders max, and then we need only 1 pass whole Africa. But did we did that? We don't did. Who tell you not? We tell us not to do it. Nobody, stop to that we should do that. But we are ourselves because we cannot unite. We cannot listen to each other. Always someone will come. Between their confusing us, because that as he said, the division, of course they divide us since by the 15th centuries. It's the time they say, okay, instead of fight, let me divide Africa. And that's what they did. So then if we could learn, even that also can give us more, something to think. To say, okay, these people was more, instead they fight, they come, they be together, and then they love each other, they hold each other, and they be more stronger. That's why they be able now, they come and they divide us, and then they put a draw and then divide the whole country. And because of why they did that, also because to make us more to separate us, because now they separate us through the geography, and they separate us through the language, because Christians come there learning what the Bible is this, Portuguese come, French come, English come, So, and they put in borders. Then if the country which is colonized by English, if they go to the France, people who was colonized by France, they're showing they like to make themselves, I'm a France. Why you don't even speak English? But before what English you talk about? Or what kind of France you talk about? You don't even understand my English. What kind of, I have no English before. I have no France before, because that is not my motherland. Portuguese is not my motherland. I mean, African, they have their own African language, but because they confuse all that, then now you are fighting among of you and your brother. Because other ones have been confusing you. But how long we will talk? We talk about it, but we cannot solve it because we just talk. We don't do the job. So this is what I was commenting. Still, is like our own fault. So if you have anything to say.
Yeah, well, Musa, at the same time, you know who's the controller, who have the power in the system now, you know what I mean? And it's the white people, you know what I mean? So that's to tell you already, like, who control, you know what I mean? When somebody have a major power, you know what I mean, of the whole world and the whole financial system, that's to tell you what they are capable of to do. And they're gonna do so much they can do so that we can never rise up as a people. And the reason even why they want us to never rise up is because they have fear. They're really scared of us, what we can do to them. You know what I mean?
Cannot do nothing.
We cannot do nothing. The reason why they fear us is because we are Christ people, you know what I mean? We're gonna rise up again. Christ is gonna come from us. That's
you mean Jesus Christ?
Jesus Christ is gonna come
How about
from
Muhammad?
us.
How about Moses?
Is the other.
All of them, they still they are there, but they leave you there. So
Okay, but his
before
point is- let him finish his point, because
Exactly.
otherwise it will
See,
be,
brother, you try to jump
But
in.
it's like a
Because
dialogue.
the reason, because that's the truth. That's why they have so much fear on us for, because that's why they try to destroy us and kill us so much every day they can, because they know that Christ is in. We are Christ people, you know what I mean? And one day Christ is gonna come and end their civilization and their system.
yes.
Okay,
I want to.
okay.
I want
I
to
just
add
put-
on. No, because
Okay.
now it's our turn.
Yeah.
It's like this. What he's saying, it is something one have to be very careful. As we are now speaking, is their turn to be in power. This is what is happening. In
Sure.
so many years, they have that possibility, because we have to believe in either God, or we believe in spirit, or we believe in maybe supernatural.
Sure.
And if you think of human beings before were black people, and then how we became invade, I have said it from the beginning, that's how we lose the power. Even this, what Professor Moses is talking about, that the black people, we are not organized. To be organized, you have to be educated.
Exactly.
And then to be educated, not how to read and write, but you have to be highly educated, both psychologically and theory, that you can manipulate, a system, or you can create a system. We are in a system that we have to accept whatever they have to take us to, because it's the knowledge that is taking us, and wealth.
Sure.
Because they put those things together, they become very powerful. They can take a flight from here to Washington DC and make an agreement to invest maybe billion krona or dollar that to destroy one area in Africa. Those powers they have in them.
Right.
So if that is the case, so we will be able to rise up by training our people slowly, like we said. First, we try to create how to feed ourselves independently, and also not to let these Chinese to get into our societies, to be so close to us, so that we cannot even concentrate ourselves. Because if we avoid them now, even though we have no power, but we reorganize ourselves in order to be growing, so that before you said another 10 or 15 years, So we can think of even taking over, because how to take over is not by and force, but it's also, we who believe in spirit, is God's creation. Everything has a time, everything has a limit. If they come to a certain limit, they cannot pass there. They will also lose that power that they are, especially if they misuse the power and trying to, suppress us so much they have been doing, they continue with it. So that we are trying to, to enlighten our people to get ready, because we feel that it's enough is enough,
Yeah.
and there.
Okay,
they have
now I have to comment to you, because the things is like whatever. Of course, we are debating, but the things is that this what we are debating about is that why I'm still challenging you people. You see now what this Konda have said right now, huh? So the things is this one. As I told you, whether we believe God or not, you understand? For me, I think the things, sometimes our problem is that, because if you think that everything you want to give to God, that also for me is wrong. Because how is wrong? I can tell you again. Because sometimes if people listen very well what I'm trying to say, you will understand me even properly. So that what I'm trying to say, that not like I'm here now, like I'm not with God. I'm very, very, very with God. I trust God and all these things. But the thing is that we cannot everything leave it to say, I leave it to God. Everything, I leave it to God. Because when you concentrating, you focusing that kind of mentality of thinking, if you are not be careful, you will be there. And someone who not to say everything I leave to God, he will come and he do the other job, and then he get what he want, and he leave you there with God. What I'm trying to say again, God himself have been putting everything on the table and tell you this direction, this is the right direction. This direction, this is the wrong direction. Now, this one is nothing to say, I leave it, I'm coming. I have to finish first, because I just finished, then you will come. So this now, when he put this in on the table and he show you the directions, now it's up to you which direction you will choose. You cannot choose a wrong direction and then you say, I leave it to God, while you know it's wrong. What I want to say to that is that still God said we have to love each other, we have to hold each other, we have to help each other. But now, among the blacks, when they are not unite, when they are not helping each other, a brother, blackmailing other brother, a brother destroy other own brother, property. So, and all this, and then a brother hating other brother. So then it's no love there. And then you cannot go around and then you think, if God will help, I leave it to God. No, why you leave to God? Why you don't love your own brother? Why you don't help your own brother? Because our mistake and the suffering because of that. As long we are not united, we start to love each other. Whether Chinese come, whether it's Arab, whether it's a European, still he will come and then take what he wants from your own country, from your own property, from your own resource. Because why? Because the one you're supposed to have this resource, you are hating, like we three, we are brothers. Instead, I say, let me share this, let me develop this. Then instead, I want to take all this and then leave you there. Or if you have this, I want to take it or destroy if I cannot have it. When we have, as long we have in this kind of mentality, you will see, I promise you, our problem will never ever solve. We will complain here until to the grave. Nothing can help us. Because to love, to understand, to love somebody, that even you don't need that kind of high, knowledge. When you hate, you hate. When you love somebody, you love somebody. That is doesn't need too much drama. So to understand that. But we self, we know when you hate somebody, when you hate your own brother, that one you hate it. That one you cannot say because God did it or God do what. You self, you did it. Because hatred is hatred. Love is love. Helping each other is helping each other. But when you mix that like we are pretending like we don't know what is going on, then we will not know even what is happening to us. So still, I say, my brother Chinese, come to Africa, because we African people, we just talk and then we complaining to you while we are not helping ourselves. But you Chinese, because you know yourself, you know your people, you know your country, you know your government, and you help each other, you know each other, you help each other, you unite, then just come to us because we are still sitting here playing. And then we say, you want to be free, we want to, why the Chinese come, why they coming taking. And of course, because you don't even want to take. Because your brother have, you want to, that one to be eliminated. When the Chinese come, you obey the Chinese, you respect the Chinese, but you don't respect your brother. If the Chinese come, you want to help the Chinese, he can stabilize there. Instead your brother, to help your brother to stabilize. So this is the black problem. And I don't know, I know, as long as I say again, if you don't change that kind of attitude until to the grave, Jesus himself will never come. I had Jesus coming when I come like in this country, 1987. I meet some people, Christians, they was in the Centrum. When I come there, it's written everywhere, Jesus coming tomorrow, Jesus coming tomorrow. And I come, I say, Jesus coming tomorrow. You mean tomorrow Wednesday? Yeah, but Jesus coming. It's soon now. I say, okay. Now how many years? 35 years. I never see Jesus. So Jesus always is there. Muhammad always is there. God is always there. But you have to be there too. You have to be there. That means you have to be with your people, love your people. The little things you have, you appreciate with that. And then you see that if God will not come. But you hate your brother, you hate your sister, you hate your father, you hate your grandchildren, and then you expecting God will come or Jesus will come. They will never answer you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Brother Moses is coming very hot. But the truth is, we still come back to the knowledge that we human beings, we don't have to underrate knowledge. And knowledge is the most powerful thing, especially if you combine it with money. Why we the Africans or the black people cannot be as united as the European or the Western world, I will still come back to that this human psychology, the highly educated human beings are not we the black people. It's actually either a Jewish man or a white person, because we have maybe certain people among us, the blacks, but they separate us from those people. The reason I can tell you now is that, to separate people is not only to say, okay, we give you certain amount of money. You see, the way they separate you, I have been sleeping or living with a white woman. The way this white woman was brainwashing me as a young man then, this the way how they do it. They said to me, you see, these other Gambian fellows, these people are not as smart as you, I tell them, why? Yeah, you see, your hair is even very nice. Then she started to tell me that the way I think, I don't think like a black person. So I was thinking, so how am I thinking now? Even myself, I start to think, okay. Then I go to mirror, I look at myself, I say, maybe I became more light now, because this woman is saying that I don't think like a black person. And after, I didn't understand it. So after she came with another thing that, my advice is don't mix with these Gambian boys going around all the time, because it's dangerous. Most of them, they are doing these bad things. Then I was thinking, what? But the reason why this woman don't want me to be mingling with my own people, because they will acknowledge me, they will make me understand where I am and how I should think as a free person. Because I came from Africa, I was trying to see black and white there is a gap there that I should obey whatever she is saying. But then she thinks that, okay, if I keep this black man raw, that the way he came from Africa, then that's when I will get whatever I want from him. But when these Africans who live here tell him that this is your right, this is her right, then I don't have any chance. So even in a higher level, sometimes you see somebody who is a professor, a black, you know what they do? They marry with the white woman whom you know she's also a double master. And then, you know, we can take so many examples. We don't have to, you know, belittle our big brothers, those who are well educated. They were even in the position of, not European Union, but, you know, UN, you know, they were big bosses there and all those things, you know. But then the only problem we have as blacks, they will always brain drain our main people who are supposed to be our leaders, who will free us from these people. But as I believe, you know, okay, if you don't want to use maybe God, you don't want to use Muhammad, you don't want to use Jesus, you can use the nature itself. The nature will reveal a day that, you know, you, the strong one, will become the weak one, and the one that you are suppressing will come anyhow. It's just like a psychology. You know, if you meet a kid that is maybe at age of 10, every time you tell him, hey, where are you going? He say, I have a 10 krona. Okay, bring that 10 krona, otherwise I beat you. You see, you grow already, you are maybe 20 years old. That one is only maybe 10 years old. So, but then the boy is growing. Remember, every day you do that until when he became 30, then you are more than 50. Then you see the problem, you will lose the power. And that power, if you lose it, that small boy who grow up now will take over. So I believe Africans, still we have to work hard, but we are not going to be unite that easy, because these people are in between us, and they don't want us to be united, because the moment we do that, then it's going, their power will fall, and they will lose everything. And we know that these people will come to Africa, either now or later. They will come to Africa and be working for us just like the way we are working for them here. This we know, and then we have that feeling in us that all what we have in Africa, they cannot take all of it at once. They will try to convince us not to be united, even within ourselves in Africa, the countries, the people, and that way they are working through our leaders, because our leaders will see it like, okay, if I can remain in power for 10 years, so let me give them a chance of manipulating me. I will even pretend, let them just pump me with money, and then I enjoy with my kids, and they will study. But then the evolution, when the evolution come, this is not revolution, evolution come, God has also made things, and everything has a limit, as I said, and that's where I'm going to start.
And I want to say too, you know, sometimes you have to understand how they break us down psychology, you know, because what I mean how they break us down psychology is to saying that to you, like, you know what I mean, when you look up to white Jesus, it's like you the black man, you know what I mean, you are not worthy, you know what I mean, you don't believe in yourself after that when you have been slave in that kind of system, you know what I mean. To tell you that you are not worthy is to tell you that you cannot even, because you are looking up to us as a white Jesus, you know, and not a black Jesus of yourself. That's how the kind of, you don't have the self-belief in your own self, you know what I mean? So of course you're going to start to hate yourself, and you're going to start to hate your own people. So in that way it more difficult for us to unite, you know what I mean? Because this is a problem, it's a kind of psychological way they do this, you know what I mean? Which is why do you think that our woman is going after, try to have the same hair like white woman? They don't want to, they have that They don't have that self-love to be themselves, to have their own natural hair. It's all because of that kind of breakdown. You know what I mean? So all this is a kind of psychological way they break us down. But if God help us to be strong in ourselves, believe in ourselves, try to drop the white Jesus and try to look up to black Jesus, then you're gonna see another changes. You know what I mean? This is what we need to go back to. You know what I mean? And because they are in control of the education system, you know what I mean? And that is another effect too, you know what I mean? Because we're following their education and they are the one in control of the economic, and that's another breakdown too. We don't control nothing. When we don't control nothing, how can we do for ourselves? So we are running up to these people all the time. This is the problem what we have in our as a black people.
Because I have to comment there. Of course, it's like your guy. What you saying? Of course, I mean, as we know, you have some point right, but still, we have to understand each other. You know, we have to face the reality. You know, because the things is like I know sometimes it's painful because the way I'm, I mean, debating with you, I know. What I'm saying is painful, but the truth always is never be sweet. But the truth, they used to say, is bitter. It's like this nut we'll call bitter cola. So, you know, when you chew, it's too bitter. You say, this is bitter. But later, it's gonna be sweety like a honey. So that's why you see the reality is reality. The truth is truth. You know, the life is life. You know, when you steal, you cannot say, no, I steal only one penny, so I'm not a thief. You are a thief. Doesn't matter if you steal 1 penny or you steal 1 billion, because that means when you steal 1 penny, that means if you see 1 billion, that one you take it without even to ask. So still you are a thief. The truth is always true. You cannot say, I lie small, but that's not true. Still you are lying, you didn't tell the truth. So, I mean, the truth also is true. Reality is reality. And what I want to say, we have to try to face reality. What I'm saying to face reality, I know it will be hard, but we have to take the hard way. If we don't take the hard way, we will go nowhere. If we think everything have to be soft, we have to take the soft way, we go nowhere. These people, let me tell you one story. I can say this country we are staying, example. I don't even mention the name, but even when I say, they will recognize themselves. I mean, 60 centuries, not long ago, 60 centuries, not long ago. These people, they have been, asylum in America.
Okay,
example.
they were seeking asylum.
Seeking asylum in America, right? They immigrate there in America, right?
Sure.
Why? Because of it was, you know, the economy is collapsed and no food, and it was so cold which no one can survive. Then many they run away, they migrate in America, right? So then these people they travel. And even many of them who went to America also, they get a tough life there, because you come now in a foreign country, you don't know people there, and you know many of them also get a lot of problem there because of the ethnics, right? Okay, then the second, like to give you a little bit, you know, a clue to think, the Chinese himself. You tell people, you say, it was the most of them was the most one was have so poor before. They have been trouble in life, how to wake up, and because of that a hard life, and they start to create. You know, they are creative. They start to create the little things they have. They say, okay, now what do we have to do? We are not focusing on white people, we are Chinese people, we are gonna focusing on our country, and then, you know, create every little thing, say, do it by